Hey, what's up, folks? Wix the Angry New Yorker here to give you some more real news. It's a new internet age of news, and you're not going to find any real news on your television set. I'm going to try to take this nice and slow for you, try to remember some things. If I can't, I'll just make another video. But I really wanted to talk about food dyes and carcinogens, stuff like that, and some illegal immigration stuff. And I implore you all to make your own videos, get the news out to everybody you know, because our country is really going in the toilet, and we've got to do something to save our country before it turns into Nazi Germany all over again, because this country's been taken over by corporate run government scumbags that aren't for the people and don't care about the people. And just some of the news, if you get the real news, will tell you that. So all this stuff that I have to tell you right now, I looked up in less than half hour. And so I'm just going to read some of this off for you and try to keep it plain and simple before I get angry. Let me just say, kids are the fastest growing group for big pharma patients. More than 1 in 4 kids take meds like antipsychotics. 7% of kids are diagnosed with ADHD. That's because they're on antipsychotics and other kinds of drugs like that. It's not an epidemic of hyperactivity. It's an epidemic of food poisoning and medicine poisoning and air poisoning and water poisoning, all right? And a lot of known carcinogens are in this stuff. So there's, first of all, starting off with the food, there's 3 food dyes that carry known carcinogens, and it's red 40, yellow 5, and blue 40. And I'm sure there's a couple other ones on there. You know, when you look on the back of your food or something like that and you see the red, yellow, blue, whatever on the back of there, that's what I'm talking about. So 4 of them can cause serious allergic reactions. 7 contribute to cancer in lab animals, including brain and testicular tumors, colon cancer, and mutilations. Don't that sound great? D and C red 33 is not approved to be added in anything by the FDA. F, D, and C yellow 6 aluminum lake, blue aluminum lake, and any other aluminum lake is not approved by the FDA. Does that sound like something you want to put in your body? Aluminum? And a European Union double-blind placebo-controlled study on food additives and hyperactive behavior in 3-year-olds and 8 and 9-year-olds, 2 different groups, concluded that artificial colors and or a sodium benzoate preservative in the diet resulted in increased hyperactivity in the general population, let alone kids, or the mentioned groups. 153 3-year-olds, 143 8 and 9-year-olds out of the group that they tested. Food dyes have been linked to cancer, ADHD, autism, etc. Most foods with dyes are coal tar based. Coal tar is a petroleum byproduct. Yet another thing that sounds good to put into your body, doesn't it? A petroleum byproduct, and aluminum. If you'd like to, you can go out and look up 10 outstanding facts that the CDC and vaccine industry don't want you to know. And speaking of all that good stuff, how about fluoride? Because I think a lot of you, you're thinking that fluoride in the water is good for you. Well, it's not. It's not the kind of fluoride that you think it is. I mean, if you look on the back of your toothpaste, it says if you swallow any of it, call poison control. Does that give you a clue right there? Or how about it's hydrofluorosilicic acid? Why don't you go and look that big word up? It's a toxic chemical, and its final resting place is not in the teeth, which they tell you it is. It's in your bones. And after about 20 or 30 years of it adding up and stuff, you're going to get bone cancer, you're going to get all sorts of deficiencies in your body, and it pretty much eats you from the inside out and turns your bones into dust. It's a chemical waste. That's what they're dumping in your water supply. It's a chemical waste. That's what they're dumping in your water supply. And nobody gives a damn about it. And you wonder why kids are going off the fucking walls and shit. You wonder why people are getting sick. You wonder why cancer rates and autism are through the fucking roof. There you go.
Yes, these men and their hypnotized followers call this a new order. It is not new, and it is not order. Yes, these men and their hypnotized followers call this a new order. It is not new, and it is not order.